What if the reason you feel exhausted is not because people are leaving your life, but because you've been depending on them to give you something they were never meant to provide? Your peace, your worth, your identity, your happiness. Many of us spend years believing that the right person, the right relationship, or the right amount of attention will finally make us feel complete. But one of the most liberating truths you will ever discover is this: the moment you stop needing people, your energy changes completely. Not because you stop loving people, not because you become cold, but because you finally become whole within yourself. And that changes everything. Let's be clear about something. There is a difference between loving people and needing people. Healthy love says, I enjoy your presence. Neediness says, I need your presence to feel okay. Healthy love says, I choose you. Neediness says, I depend on you. One creates freedom, the other creates fear. And fear changes your energy, because when your happiness depends on someone else, you begin living in survival mode, always worried, always waiting, always seeking reassurance, always afraid of losing what you have. Today, we're talking about what happens when you finally break free from that cycle. You stop chasing. One of the first things that happens when you stop needing people is that you stop chasing. You stop chasing texts. You stop chasing attention. You stop chasing validation. You stop chasing people who are unsure about you, because you realize something powerful. Anything that requires constant chasing is costing you your peace. For years, you may have believed that if you just tried harder, someone would finally choose you. But healing teaches you a different lesson. The right people don't require you to abandon yourself to keep them. And once you understand that, your energy naturally begins returning to you. You stop taking everything personally. When we need people, we often make their actions about us. A delayed reply feels like rejection. Distance feels like abandonment. Silence feels like proof that we're not enough. But when you stop needing people, you realize that most people's behavior is about them, not you. Their wounds, their fears, their circumstances, their journey. And suddenly, you stop carrying emotional weight that never belonged to you. That creates incredible freedom. Your peace, nitrogen monoxide, longer depends on others. This is one of the biggest shifts. Your mood stops depending on who texts you. Your happiness stops depending on who approves of you. Your self-worth stops depending on who chooses you. Because you finally understand. Your value is not something another person can give you. It is something you recognize within yourself. And when your peace comes from within, it becomes much harder for the outside world to disturb it. You attract different relationships. People often talk about manifestation, but what they don't realize is that your energy determines what you tolerate. When you need people, you tolerate things you shouldn't. Mixed signals, inconsistency, disrespect, one-sided effort. But when you no longer need people to complete you, your standards naturally rise. You stop accepting crumbs because you're no longer starving emotionally. And because your standards change, the relationships you attract begin changing too. You start enjoying your own company. Many people are uncomfortable being alone, not because solitude is painful, but because they haven't built a relationship with themselves. They use constant connection as a distraction from their thoughts, their feelings, their healing. But when you stop needing people, you begin enjoying your own company. You begin finding peace in quiet moments. You begin listening to your intuition. You begin reconnecting with who you truly are. And that relationship becomes one of the most important relationships in your life. You become more magnetic. Ironically, people often become more attractive when they stop needing attention. Why? Because their energy changes. Neediness creates pressure. Wholeness creates presence. When someone feels complete within themselves, their energy feels calm, grounded, confident, secure, and people naturally feel drawn to that energy. Not because they're trying to impress anyone, but because authenticity is magnetic. You stop fearing loss. One of the greatest fears people carry is the fear of losing someone. But when you stop needing people, you realize something beautiful. You can survive loss. You can survive change. You can survive endings. because your identity no longer depends on another person's presence. You begin understanding, if someone leaves, it may hurt, but it will not destroy you. That realization is incredibly empowering. You trust life more. Many people cling tightly because they don't trust life. They believe, if I don't control everything, I'll lose everything. But healing teaches you another way. You begin trusting that what is meant for you will not require constant fear. You begin trusting your intuition, trusting your path, trusting yourself. And that trust creates emotional freedom. You discover true love. True love is not dependency. True love is not possession. True love is not emotional control. True love is two whole people choosing each other. Not because they have to, but because they want to. When you stop needing people, you finally create space for healthier love. Love that is based on connection rather than fear. Love that feels peaceful rather than exhausting. Love that supports growth rather than dependency. Your energy returns to you. This may be the greatest transformation of all. For years, your energy may have been scattered, focused on what others think, what others feel, what others are doing. But when you stop needing people, your energy comes home, back to your goals, your healing, your dreams, your purpose, your growth. And when your energy returns to you, your life begins changing in ways you never imagined. If you're currently learning to stop depending on people for your worth, be patient with yourself. This journey isn't about becoming cold. It's not about pushing people away. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about learning that your happiness, peace, and value do not belong in someone else's hands. Because the moment you stop needing people, you begin choosing people. And there is a huge difference. One comes from fear, the other comes from freedom. If this message resonated with you, comment below. I am whole within myself. And remember, the most powerful relationships are not built between two people who need each other. They are built between two people who choose each other. And that choice becomes possible the moment your energy stops searching for completion outside of yourself and starts recognizing the completeness that already exists within you.